Okay, wow, that was weird.
Hey, it's us again.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back in black.
We're
Not
not
really.
Neither of us is wearing black.
No. Oh well. Too bad.
We just got back from watching African children dance.
It was awesome.
It was super cool. We
got to dance.
We did. Katie had the best moves.
It's gonna be on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
Because I'm wearing a sweater vest, and it has imbued me with power.
Apparently. But yeah, it was really cool. We were not really excited to go, and we are just okay, because one of our friends was like, hey, you should come sit with me because I have to volunteer at
That's pretty much the only reason I went.
Yeah, same. And then it was super cool, so.
Yep.
Spirit of Uganda.
Yeah.
That was what it was called. Look it up. It was awesome.
But,
so,
to the point of the day.
From something awesome to something really not awesome.
Although we don't really know because we haven't read it. This is an original Star Trek the Original Series fanfiction. Because I love Star Trek the Original Series, and I was like, we need to review some of that. Unfortunately, most of it's pretty good.
Well, it's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Okay, well,
usually.
Unfortunately for our purposes. So this is a story that's I think 2 chapters long, whatever. It's called... Yeah, 2. It has the amazing title, Each Dream Come True Means Another is Shattered, by Sunny Historian.
Well, she's got the historian thing going for her, I'm assuming. I don't know, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guys don't typically call themselves Sunny. Anyway, alright, so, disclaimer. Characters all belong to Paramount. And this fic was partly inspired by a picture by Farfalla, Nurse Chapel's Bad Day.
I guess they mean quotes. Or maybe they mean...
There's
that thing, italics.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know, whatever.
But it's possible to... Anyway, okay, so chapter 1. Suddenly the bottom dropped out of my world.
You know this is going to be not overly dramatic. Oh, God.
Alright.
Katie's going to do voices again.
Oh, no.
They're going to be awful. Oh, God, I'm embarrassed already. Perfect.
Alright.
Okay. Fuck. I can't do it. Alright, now Chris, warned Dr. McCoy, don't stay up there staring too long. There is something for you to do down here.
He was being fair, I guess. I nodded and picked up the tray, heading for the turbo lift.
My mind kept escaping from me on the brief ride, escaping and playing with Commander Spock in a garden of roses. I like that. My brain has never done that.
Nor has mine.
No, I mean, canonically she has a crush on Commander Spock, but what? Garden of Roses? The fuck? Okay, anyway. For Asclepio's sake, I don't think that's how you spell that. I was only going to hand him 6 petri dishes, but then that would be enough.
Enough. Okay.
She's a crush on him.
Not enough. It never was. Never would be. But to have a proper excuse to visit the bridge, to look at him, to speak to him, was nearly enough as, in my saner moments, I could hope for.
Oh, Nurse Chapel, I always feel so bad for you. I hardly noticed the turbolift's gentle stop, but when I realized him close, I was to seeing him, to him seeing me, my heart began to hammer.
Hammer. I just picture her heart being like hammer.
And now I'm just thinking, hammer time.
Stop.
I can't even do it. I don't even know what the dance is.
We fail. Alright. Calm. I thought viciously as the... Oh, I guess it's viciously. Calm! I thought viciously as the door slid open as if there was all the time in the world, digging my fingernails into my palms and performing intricate maneuvers with the tray.
What is she doing?
Be calm, detached, emotionless. You're a bloody professional here. Be like him.
I looked first at his science station, then at the command chair. He wasn't there.
Where's Mr. Spock? I asked nobody in particular, hoping I didn't sound as desperate as I felt. I wish I'd imagined that everyone's smiles widened as I stepped out of the lift. Uhura's, though. Uhura. Sorry, I've only seen a couple episodes of this. Like everything that is awesome.
Naturally, I've seen almost all of them.
Yeah. Anyway, Uhura's, though, was sympathetic.
You just missed him. He went down to Rec 1 and then to sickbay with the captain, only 5 minutes ago.
Sickbay? Is he alright?
Oh, yes. He said he had to see some specimens, I think.
Yeah, that's how you word things. I gotta go see some specimens.
Spock probably would be, though. Yes.
These, then, I said, nodding at the tray. I'll go back, then. He was going to sickbay?
Yeah. See you, Chris.
I smiled at her and went back.
Oh, wait, can I just say I hope she gets to sickbay and it's like, nope, he's on the bridge.
Yeah, that would be
And she's just like
the entire
running back
plot
and
of the story. Anyway, I smiled at her and went back to the turbo lift. I'd been in sickbay every other moment of the day. Why the hell did he have to choose this one?
I looked down as I went along the familiar corridors to sickbay, rehearsing what I'd say to him. Probably, here are your petri dishes. Okay. But when, at last, I did see him, I couldn't say anything. I had dropped the tray of dishes and frozen in horror. Oh, God, this is fabulous. For when I went around that corner and saw him, he was held in the captain's embrace, kissing him as if he'd never let him go. I'm glad they're doing this in a semi-public place, because that's in character.
I've never been much of a voyeur.
She's like, oh man, I am now.
I wished I was. Why would you ever? I wished I was, then. But I couldn't take pleasure in the sight. Why?
I don't know. Let's not even dissect that.
Okay. In fact, it felt as if his sharpened fingernails were ripping my heart to rags. That's creepy. The part of me that never got involved in my stupid love affairs was trying to comment in surprise.
It's not love.
At the
It's a crush, a one-sided crush.
Okay, anyway, the part of me that never got involved in my stupid love affairs was trying to comment in surprise at the sheer degree of physical pain involved in a purely mental process. If it hadn't been me, I'd have strangled it.
Okay, I think I get what she's saying.
I do too,
but I'm not behind the wording of this.
If it hadn't been me.
I never let myself cry in public, but as I ran past them, they didn't even see me, and the sound of 6 glass dishes smashing on the deck hadn't disturbed their embrace one bit. I broke my rule, collapsing on the floor just inside sickbay. God, you're so embarrassing, Nurse Chapel. Hot tears soaked my face and dress. Christ. That awful, awful moment when I'd seen the bottom had dropped out of my world. I was shaking with emptiness and pain, sobbing frantically. Dr. McCoy's voice was a shock.
Nurse Chapel? Christine, what the heck's the matter?
Spock! I choked, the image in front of my eyes. Oh, my Spock, my sweet Captain Spock! Wow, she's incoherent.
Yeah, she's incoherent. My incoherence only bewildered him for a second. Hell, Chris, I'm sorry. I know you'd have to find out about that sometime. Just didn't think it'd be like that. I was hoping to break it to you gently, you know?
You knew?
Hell, it wasn't a secret.
You knew. McCoy knows everything.
At least only from you and Janice Rand. You have to believe me, Chris. I tried to get them to let me tell you, but Jim and Spock seemed to think it'd be kinder to pretend.
Kind?
He hugged me and held me.
Same thing.
They thought so. I'm so sorry. Wish it didn't have to be like this, Christine.
Wish I wasn't such an idiot. I wiped my eyes. And I dropped the specimens. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The entire ship is now going to get Ebola.
It's alright. You had a shock. I nearly passed out when they told me.
No, you didn't. You knew. Sorry. I'm a fool.
No, you're not.
Fool.
Don't say that. You've never been a fool, Chris. You've just had bad luck and bad taste in men.
I laughed a little. Can't deny that, Doctor. I'll get back to work.
He didn't let go. You sure you're okay?
Yes, honestly, I'm fine.
Wow.
Alright, well, I wonder what happens next.
I don't know. Let's go to chapter 2.
If she ends up with McCoy, I'm gonna punch a bitch.
Oh god, I'm the only bitch here.
No. Well, there's always me, I suppose. Or the computer. Alright. Chapter 2.
Oblivion for a shallow heart.
Oh my god.
What?
Okay, whatever. Let's move on.
Alright. Okay.
I stayed in sickbay long past the end of my shift. When I left at last, I chose the most deserted corridors I could find to get back to my quarters. The few people I did pass were near strangers and, mercifully, silent.
Arriving home, I threw myself onto the bed and tried to console myself with my favorite fantasies.
God.
Girlfriend,
just, read a book or something.
Yeah. But they wouldn't come. Yeah, so that's when you read or something. Oh god, I just saw the next sentence. Alright, ready for this? Rolling onto my back, my eyes met those of the large picture of Spock, which I'd pinned to my ceiling.
That is so creepy!
It's like what preteen girls do with, Zac Efron or... I don't even know.
So
you know
creepy,
what I mean?
Christine, so creepy. What are you doing?
I actually had a friend in middle school who did that with a giant blown-up picture of her boyfriend. It was really weird.
Oh god, I'm horrified. Okay.
So basically she's acting like a 13-year-old girl. Alright, anyway, that was what convinced me that this was an obsession I was better off without.
Good.
Gee, you think? Love was unselfish. If I'd ever really loved him, the fact that he was happy wouldn't be making me so miserable. Honey, you could still be upset.
Just as long as you're not, like, gonna go kill Captain Kirk or something, you know?
Anyway, surely. So I didn't love him. That was just one sentence. Surely. So I didn't love him, and so I had to give him up. Get over him. Why couldn't I convince myself?
I tore the picture from my ceiling, screwed it into a ball, and threw it into the corner. Then did the same with the other 6. God, so creepy, Christine. Wow. I've never been able to get a holograph. 2D printouts of official photos were all my begging, pleading, and hacking could discover. To stiffen my resolve, I chucked the lot down the chute to recycling and left for the mess, hoping to find anyone to take my mind off him.
I was in luck. Uhura, Zulu, and Chekhov, and most unexpectedly, McCoy were sitting together. They seemed deep in conversation, so I hesitated in the doorway. But Uhura saw me and stood up and came over.
Chris, she said, are you all right? Sorry. I just need her to say honey.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. I nodded and she enveloped me in a massive hug. Massive.
I don't know if Uhura can really do massive hugs. She's, like, not that big. Whatever.
Fine, I said as she led me over to their table. Not strictly true, perhaps, but I hardly knew Sulu. Sulu? Okay. Besides, an honest answer would have taken hours.
Don't lie. Honey. Sugar. One of my favorite bloopers from the original series is one where, I don't know, Uhura is just talking into the thing and she says sugar for some reason and it's wonderful. Anyway, she told me kindly, sometimes I really disliked Uhura.
Okay then, I won't. I'm bloody upset, and I don't want to talk about it.
My God, was that really me yelling at my best, my only friends in public? This must have got to me more than I knew. Hell, I'm so sorry, I said, blinking away tears and dropping into the free chair next to McCoy. He put his arm around me.
Girl! Don't be, he said as Uhura echoed, sorry.
I sighed. I've just been throwing away all my pictures. God, don't admit that you had pictures. And trying not to hate the captain. It isn't working. I just want to forget.
What you need, said McCoy with his best and most professional doctor's manner, is a drink.
Or 2, grinned Sulu. I smiled grimly.
Enough, and I might just go and kiss him. But that much and I wouldn't remember it.
Always a catch, smiled Uhura. Sorry. Uhura.
So I feel.
Excuse me. She seemed to have forgiven me. A blush swept over my face at the memory of what happened like 5 seconds ago. How much of an idiot could I be in one day? Still counting.
McCoy disappeared, presumably to get something from his nefarious stocks of alcohol of all shades. Great description there. And there was a long silence.
So, how was your day? I asked nobody in particular with a marked lack of originality.
Oh, not bad, said as Chekhov answered.
It's his Russian accent.
Very boring.
Russian.
And Sulu, well, nothing happened, so...
I smiled. Anything in the offing to break the monotony?
Well...
You get to do Chekhov. I'm so jealous. I want to do Chekhov.
Do it.
Okay, well, said Chekhov conspiratorially, leaning towards me and lowering his voice. Also, the captain would have my head if he knew I'd said anything. It's terrible.
That's what I can do.
What the hell is coming out of my mouth? I would stake 100 credits. We will see Klingons before the week is out. I can't do it. I clearly have not watched Star Trek soon enough. Like, it has been too long.
Before I could inquire further, it should be inquire, not enquire. Before I could enquire further, the doctor slid furtively back into his chair, placing the fruits of his travel on the table in front of him.
I don't know. I like whoever wrote this. This is amusing. It's stupid, but amusing. Sorry and brandy, he said in a low voice. Scotch. If you see Scotty, I didn't have it. I haven't got it, and you certainly didn't drink it. Vodka for you, Chekhov. And Madeira. Don't ask where or why I got that one. All I could find at such short notice. He grinned.
Doctor, I'm shocked, I said, completely failing to be funny.
Well, I guess because it's not exactly shocking that McCoy has a bunch of booze in his possession.
I smiled nervously. Sorry.
He pushed the Madeira towards me. Shut up and drink. Does this establishment run to a glass? Bleh. What did I just say? What does that even mean?
Does this establishment run to a glass?
Whatever.
Sulu had clearly had the same bright idea. What?
Okay, they need glasses.
Oh.
But I still don't know what the fuck McCoy was talking about.
Okay. Alright, Sulu had clearly had the same bright idea. He was arguing in a low voice with a replicator. Chekhov, looking longingly at the vodka, at last gave up and grabbed the bottle. He poured a little into the cap, gulped it in one, and poured himself another. Okay, that would be like less than...
Chekhov the Russian frat boy. It's so true. Okay, anyway. I looked at Uhura. She looked at McCoy. He looked at me.
Circle.
We all looked at each other. Inventive, I said dryly. Laughter, thank goodness, as Sulu returned with 5 glasses of water.
Damn thing wouldn't give me empty glasses. We have to get them reprogrammed.
Right up Scotty Street, said McCoy. Give Chekhov one, quick. I want that bottle back. I
drank the water slowly and poured myself a modest Madeira. I hadn't drunk since I was a teenager. Oh, okay.
Okay, you're weird, but whatever.
Roger and alcohol had never mixed, and since his loss, I'd had no time to waste in my search for him.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing.
Okay. And by the time I couldn't think about that time, when I had realized that Roger wasn't my only love. When had Spock's beautiful face first begun to float before my closed eyes, a tear ran down my cheek. Then another.
Chris, you're crying.
Oh, it was just 2 tears.
Chris, you're crying. I'm sorry, I give up completely. Clearly, exclaimed McCoy, looking concerned. I brushed my wet cheeks with a hand.
I'm fine, it's nothing, I lied. I just thought, never mind. What was that about Klingons?
As Chekhov began, I swallowed my Madeira in one and reached for the bottle again. The only oblivion for a shallow heart. What the fuck? Dun. That was fabulous.
That was wonderful.
You guys, you don't even know.
Wonder if there are any good reviews. Well, people want it to continue. Kirk Spock / is the only way. It's a great story.
Well, you know, it's good to get a little Kirk Spock action on our show. Okay.
Alright. Well, you don't have to punch a bitch.
That's good.
But I did anyway.
Although I love McCoy. That's why Christine can't be with me.
McCoy was in the crossword today.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. Bones McCoy.
Bones McCoy. The only person who calls him Bones is Kirk. This is true.
He's still Bones McCoy.
McCoy. It's better
than slay people.
It's better than Leonard. Leonard McCoy.
Leonard
He's
Nimoy.
my favorite character. He's from Georgia.
Leonard Nimoy?
No. Leonard McCoy. I don't know much about Leonard Nimoy.
I was like, okay.
He's like from New York or something, I think.
He's got
or Boston.
Ears,
I don't know.
Except that that's just Spock. They're the same person.
Ew.
Alright, on that note.
But McCoy. Sorry. I won't spend 5 minutes talking about how awesome he is. No, I could. Bones. Okay, on that note, choose.